I'm gonna be honest, Digimon's always kind of worked as a card game.
Yeah.
Like, for all it is, Pokemon's kind of the weird one, I guess. If you want to ask me, like it works, but it's also like, really?
So looking back at the Pokemon card game after having been playing the Digimon one for a while, I think the fact, and also some of this is because of the evolutions of the games. I think that having it so that you have to play basic Pokemon and then evolve them into the higher form ones at a rate of one stage per turn.
Yeah.
Is a pretty significant downside, and also, baby Pokemon fundamentally don't work with the card game's mechanics.
No, they do not. Granted, they were also designed after the card game, and yeah.
Right. I mean, that's why. And it's a better excuse than all of the reasons why Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't fucking work.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Worked until it didn't.
I think the thing is you have to realize for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the straight fact is that it hasn't had a resource system until, honestly, I think now, to where, like, your main deck is your resource to get your extra deck monsters out.
That's part of
and
it.
That's basically how you have to think of it
Well,
as.
your
The other,
life points are
the other
resource
thing, the
now,
other thing is that card structure-wise, it was designed to be a big number of monsters fighting each other
Oh yeah, it's just advanced
game
war.
where effects, spells, and traps would be rare. And when the game developed to be an extremely effect and spell heavy game, the cards didn't change at all.
Right.
So they still have a ton of text cramped into a small space that was designed for flavor text and also no flavor text.
Have you tried to read, I think it's like Nirvana High Paladin?
Endymion.
Oh, Endymion?
Oh, Endymion. Yes, the pendulum effect monster who has the highest text number, the text amount at like, what, over 400, 500 words on his
Okay, no,
cards.
Those are just completely different.
What'd you say, Golux?
Okay, I think those are different cards.
Pendulum monsters are kind of weird because they're literally spell and monster cards put together.
Yep.
And then you have like normal versions that have no monster effects, but they still have pendulum effects.
Yeah.
And yet they couldn't have done that with like most of the other monsters. It's like, at least you're putting the flavor text back on some of these things.
But yeah, like the fact that regular monster versus effect monster is like a completely different category of card is something that if you were designing card design for the way that the game plays now, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So I'm not sure where I should be going now. I think last time I got my shit pushed in by Zanbamon.
I think
he
so.
is a mega.
And then I was putzing around a little bit and found War Growlmon, and he also pushed my shit in.
Well, what was the last boss you actually beat?
Honest to God, I feel like Pheromon was one of the last ones we dealt with. But I think that was too early.
Let me see if I can pull up the VOD again.
It was like the one before then.
Maybe.
And do you have like a list of the areas you get to go to?
What if I told you I was flying by the seat of my pants?
Okay, I remember we had to deal with a Bulbmon.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with that, and it's also we're locked into the computer right now.
You mean Valvemon?
No, I meant Bulbmon.
I know, it's actually Valvemon.
I like the fact the card game seems to be going back and forth on some of them. Like, I'm looking at Lord Nightmon, I'm going like, this doesn't feel right, and I looked it up, and I was like, oh right, they used to be called Crusadermon for some reason.
They've gone back and forth on that one particularly a few times. Lord Nightmon is the
I think they didn't want to deal with
name.
Lord Nightmon because of the whole fact that it's like, oh, it's a male-coded Digimon
Kind of, yeah.
who's pink and effeminate. We're not dealing with
Although
that shit in the year 2000.
I mean, the one in Frontier was masculine voiced at least.
Yeah.
But then they made the one in. Then in Cyber Sleuth, obviously, 2 of the Royal Knights are in human form, and both of them are ladies. So who knows?
You're talking about Digimon. Digimon can literally do almost anything as long as they got the data to do it. You want to be male presenting Digimon disguised as a female human? Go for it. Nobody cares.
I mean, Alphamon isn't particularly gendered. It's a suit of armor.
Most Digimon aren't gendered. That's kind of why Crusadermon is a weird one.
Yeah, the gender and sex of Digimon is like whenever the Digimon feels like it, that's it.
Most Digimon have no gender up until there was that brief stint with Cross Wars.
Cross Wars was when a lot of the literal, like... This is more explicit in the manga, which has a slightly different storyline. A lot of the actual normal physics or whatever of the digital world are breaking down.
Yeah.
Like, no one can actually evolve anymore, and presumably whatever data recycling system existed isn't working properly, so things have evolved into a different system.
So
other word for other use of evolve.
I think the last thing I messed with was Bug Maze.
That does not ring a bell.
Where I was fighting the Mushamon. They were just they're enemies.
And Bulbmon was there, so...
Is that the one that leads into the...
Or Zambamon.
Was it Zambatomon?
Zambamon.
Zambamon, yeah.
And he's like the pseudo-boss, I think.
Yeah. I just generally go with, like, the Digimon decides when it wants to do its own thing. Like, if they want to be a guy, go for it. They want to be a gal, go for it. If they don't, fine, whatever.
Okay, so did I do?
It's
so
just
you have lost to Zanbaban, which you are supposed to do apparently.
Were you supposed to lose to him?
Apparently, the first time or something.
Yeah.
Oh right, we did the thing for Sepikmon and his stupid mask. You got that back.
Yeah. Let's look at my map. Have I been to Byakuya City yet?
I think so.
Suzako. Tranquil.
But anyway, Bulb and Valve are the same in Katakana. Is the issue?
I have not been to Byakuya City. I need to go there.
Okay.
Also, Endymion, the mighty master of magic, holds the record for the most words and characters on a English language TCG card at 181 words and 963 characters.
Mm-hmm.
And half of that is to explain how the spell counters work. Because they never realized,
that's the other thing. They refuse to do keywording, and they don't even have an excuse for this in the American version, because in the Japanese version they do. They don't separate different abilities on the same card with bullets or numbers.
I've seen the Japanese cards been doing that, and I go like, why don't we have that over here?
Well, and like Digimon kind of sorted it out with the fucking index cards in the starter decks now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, having a keywords definition thing, but that requires defining keywords to start with.
Yeah, that's why there's
which Yu-Gi-Oh has made an intentional decision to not do.
Yeah, that's why you usually have to deal with the fact that like all the old cards have like piercing. Yeah, this Digimon pierces, and security checks when it destroys a Digimon in battle. And you're just kind of sitting there going,
I mean, whether there's reminder text or something or not varies.
They've stopped it since they put the index cards in with the starter decks.
You say that, but I'm looking at the starter decks, looking at them still explaining shit.
Well, because for the new ones, they put that in there for like Vortex and Overclock.
And piercing.
Oh, Piercing has one?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Muchimon. Its inherited effect is piercing, and they have the explainer text next to it. There's several. There's the Biomon in there has fortitude, and they explain that.
Oh, there's a new gym over here.
A Gaim?
Shut up.
I think the only one I'll never get, because I just don't understand really how it works, is Blitz. Like, it lets you attack during your opponent's turn, but I think it's because your turn ends.
If you
Blitz is the thing for when, at the very end of your turn, when you have less than N memory, you evolve your Megalogramon into a Dukemon for N. And then
I'm gonna come up to
Dukemon
main and punch you for that.
Basically, it lets you, as the last thing with your it lets you evolve with the last of your memory, and then still attack.
Yeah, so like you got what, Omnimon? You got like 2 memory, and it costs like 4 to digivolve on him. So you go over 2 memory on your opponent's side, and it has Blitz. Is just basically like this Digimon can now attack because it has Blitz.
It gets to attack before it becomes your opponent's actual turn.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that thing I've read up is that effects take priority over like turn stuff. It's like effects have to resolve if they can resolve before.
All hanging effects must end. That's why Fenglongmon, or not ElementalOgre, has to end you. Can't end you at 3 memory. It has to,
end you at 2 because,
because if it was 3, you would have no way to.
Oh yeah, it's the whole thing about Takamiki Uzuchi is that the effect has to continue on, because if you didn't, you'd already be in your opponent's turn by the time you gave them so much memory to slap whichever one you had to slap down for. Before you did the DNA Digivolve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also counts for like things that, when you delete the opponent, which obviously you have to attack for that, you gain memory back.
Yeah.
And then it stops going over to be their turn. But pretty sure you can only blitz once per turn.
Right.
Well, I think by the time Blitz is done, the game goes like, all right,
actually,
now it's your opponent's turn.
You probably only blitz once per turn per Digimon, because if you evolve your Growlmon into Megalogramon, attack with Blitz.
If you have a Jesmon can double blitz, but it's a weird setup. Basically, you blitz, it has to do something to make it evolve and unsuspend, and then it can untap and then blitz again after the first blitz is resolved.
Yeah, but you have to you have to A, become unsuspended, and B, evolve or something in between.
Yeah.
Although I guess the thing I was thinking,
you can.
The thing I was thinking of is the more mundane. Okay, I would be ending my turn normally by evolving this mon into a thing with Blitz. It kills something or does something that causes me to gain memory back, so it's no longer the end of my turn. I can then evolve it, or I can then stand and evolve it again into something else that also has Blitz, and I think it can attack again then.
I'm getting fucking jobbed by a Woodmon. Help.
Sorry, because you've been doing things out of order, I'm having a bit of a hard time using the guide to help you too much.
I'm looking over the rulings for Blitz right now, and most of them are kind of like the same thing of like, can I attack with a suspended Digimon? It's like, no, you can't because it's suspended. It has to unsuspend to do a Blitz properly. Do you have to suspend a Digimon for Blitz? And it's like, yes, you have to suspend for Blitz because it counts as an attack. You can't Blitz with the Digimon if you just played it because it has summoning sickness.
Yep.
What is it called in Digimon? I don't want to keep calling it summoning sickness.
It doesn't have a proper name. That's why we call it summoning sickness.
Yeah, unless you give it Rush.
Yes.
Yeah, Rush is the other thing.
There are a few things that have both Rush and Blitz.
Vortex is kind of that. Vortex is kind of the pseudo
Vortex
and Rush.
Vortex and Overclock are both not quite Blitz.
They're not quite Blitz, but also they're kind of just a different version of it.
They solve this. They serve related purposes of letting you, after your turn would normally have ended, do an attack, but they have different upsides and downsides.
Did I just get jobbed by a Numemon?
Yes, but it's a blue Numemon, so it's clearly an overpowered mutant one.
I'm gonna kill its family. Oh my god, it's a fucking tank. Help! It bleeds. I will do the same. Back to town, lads.
Okay, here's one. I Digivolve into a Digimon with Blitz. I then pay the cost for another card, move the memory gauge to 1 or more on my opponent's side. Can I attack with the Digimon with Blitz at this time? No. Blitz allows a single opportunity to declare an attack, triggered when you Digivolve into a Digimon with Blitz, and the memory gauge must be at 1 or more on your opponent's side when you activate. Even if memory moves to your opponent's side at a later time, you have already missed the opportunity to use Blitz.
And in that way, Vortex and Overclock are slightly better, in spite of also having limitations. Yeah, I tried out the vanilla versions of the starter decks, and they have extremely not enough of the actual main line, and
yeah, you need to.
The main gimmicks.
That's why you buy 2, and then you buy it. And then you buy a double Typhoon and slash that shit in.
I mean, I could do that. Currently, my double Typhoon is.
Bitch,
currently,
what do you think?
Currently, my double Typhoon is in a deck case with also like all of the Alliance support stuff.
I was like, bitch, what do you think I'm about to do here? About to splash 3 starter decks together and cause havoc the coming Sunday or so. Literally the next one. I attack with the Digimon with Blitz, and its when attacking effect causes it to underspend. After the attack ends, can I attack with it again? Answer: no. Blitz only allows a single attack immediately after Digivolving. Even if effect unsuspends the Digimon with Blitz, the memory gauge is at 1 or more on the opponent's side. It becomes your opponent's turn after the attack ends, so you cannot make a second attack.
They must have changed that ruling then.
Yeah, might be. Here's the next one afterwards. I Digivolve into a Digimon with Blitz, and paying for the Digivolution moves the memory gauge to 1 or more on the opponent's side. However, a when Digivolve in effect causes me to gain memory, moving the memory gauge back over to my side. Can I now attack with Blitz? No. If you have 0 or more memory at the time you activate Blitz, you cannot use it to attack.
Yeah, when Digivolving effect gains you back the memory too fast for you to be able to activate Blitz. However, a when attacking effect doesn't.
Yes. However, if you activate Blitz before the when Digivolve in effect activates, when the memory gauge is still at 1 or more on the opponent's side, the attack from Blitz will have already initiated, and won't end midway, even if you end with 0 or more on the memory. So essentially, you just have to activate.
You have a choice of that.
Well, player prerogative. Like, you can choose which effect to activate in what order. So essentially, you can Blitz and then activate the when Digivolving, so you get a free attack. I guess
Blitz is inherently a when Digivolving effect.
Yeah.
It is always a when Digivolving effect.
Yeah. You attack with the Digimon with Blitz and gain memory from a when attack effect.
There's a Machinedramon card that gives you Blitz on play, but you have to put it gives you Blitz and Rush for the Machinedramon, but you have to put sources underneath the Digimon.
Okay, it's a when Digivolving or on play. It's it's a timed effect.
Yeah.
So then,
And when digivolving is the main time that allows it.
Yeah.
here's another. I think the last big one is you attack with the Digimon with Blitz and gain memory from a when attacking effect. Moving the memory gauge to 0 or more on your side. Does the attack end midway? No, the Blitz attack has already been declared, so it won't end midway even if you end up with 0 or more memory.
Yeah, the only way to stop an attack is an attack nullifying Digimon, like
And then
Balthazar sleep mode.
And then in that situation, when the Blitz attack has already been declared and you've gained more memory and it goes through, if you have a way to unsuspend or your Blitz Digimon or it didn't suspend or whatever,
Yeah.
and then you evolve it into something else with Blitz, it can still Blitz again.
I haven't seen anything about digivolving into another Digimon with Blitz, but we got other rulings here.
I think that's just it's just you go back to the beginning of the tree of things.
Yeah, probably the stack effect. I've been watching too much of that.
You are now once again evolving into a Digimon with Blitz and moving the thing over to your opponent's side of the memory gauge at the same time.
I've been watching too much of that one guy's videos and just going like, oh, I know what a stack and chain is now. So I guess that's what the Digimon shit is. Resolve effects in order of play, and then you get your shit done with.
I think there's a slight alteration in terms of... Because it came up in the latest Liberator chapter that the turn player has priority.
You've always had
turn player always has priority.
But yeah,
I think that's one of those things they just always had. It's like,
yeah,
you can the opponent can do stuff in response, but the player always has priority over things.
Yeah, it's just there was a negated shenanigan in the second half of the Shoto versus Yao fight, based on the fact that she wasn't the turn player, so she couldn't use one of her protection things.
Why is my so fucking strong?
The last one's kind of funny on the main rulings. It's like, if a Digimon with Blitz attack, can a Digimon with Blocker block it? Yes, it can. Why do you think a Blocker could not block Blitz?
Yeah, fair.
So...
What was that one thing we had
So some people might think they might not be able to use Blocker if it's not technically the opponent's turn.
Yeah, since you're kind of like, isn't it my turn? It's like, no, you can still block. Technically, it's your opponent's attack occurring at the moment.
Right.
So you still have blocker counter timing. I'm assuming you have counter timing at that point, because counter comes before blocking. You will
still have counter timing even if that attack happens, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
I probably did not bring enough healing items for this.
You know, it's kind of rough when must be kind of rough when they're designing Digimon video games. Because whenever you put out a game, it's not going to have every Digimon, and there are going to be some that some people really like that aren't going to be in it.
Yeah.
They always get fan favorites, so...
Yes, but my favorites are dumb corner case things that barely ever get to be in anything.
That's why I like... That's why I like Renamon, because that one's in everything, because fan favorite. But then again, I also like Medieval Gallantmon, and that fucker hadn't been in anything yet. I think outside of, like, Cyber Sleuth, and I'm just sitting there going, like...
Until recently in the card game.
Well, yeah, but he also had a previous card, but it's like, now maybe it's like, come on, maybe one day you'll finally understand the greatness of Medieval Gallantmon.
And admittedly, Wizardmon is probably my top favorite, and he's popular enough to be in everything, but he's also a champion, so he doesn't get to be the best.
Yeah. I mean, I'm stuck here with
most of its evolved forms are not the one. Like, I like Mistymon a lot. Mistymon doesn't have a great mega. Honestly, Medieval Dukamon is probably the best one.
I was like, I like Mistymon just because it's like Magic Swordsman. Yay, I love that shit. But I'm just sitting here going like, who outside of me knows Mistymon exists?
I mean, hi.
Yeah, outside of me.
But
Because
yeah,
like you two
no.
obviously know it, but like everyone else is like Mistymon. Who is Mistymon?
It's also just one of the more aesthetically pleasing evolutions for Wizardmon because of it still has the cape and pointy hat, and it
I mean, it's
still
also the
has
fact.
hair.
That's also the fact that most of Mistymon, Wizardmon's evolutions ended up being Beelzemon related.
Yeah, Balmon is one of them, which is fine, although not what I would choose for my partner, I guess.
Almon's funny, but it's also like I fuck with that design. That's actually a pretty neat design. But it's also like
Wisemon is another popular Wizardmon evolution. It's like, I don't really quite, not really my thing there.
yeah, I also fuck with Wisemon. That's road guy with shadowy face
No, I
and
like
glowing
Wisemon
eyes.
a lot, but it's not my favorite Wizardmon evolution.
Yeah, no, I get you there.
It's actually 5 Bodemons in a trench coat anyway.
Shadowy face.
It's funny that Bodemon is canonically just very fine fur.
I love the fact that all the level 2 in training Digi-Eggs on here also have their baby forms.
Yes.
That's adorable.
Although it has made some rather unpopular
Confusions.
with me decisions.
Such as?
Overuse of Nyokimon. Let's see, Digitama, bada. Merge.
Oh, the little seed thing.
They used Nyokimon for Torikara Balmon in one set.
I think the problem is they only have so many baby Digimon before they have to
That's
start
the
inventing
thing.
new ones.
That is the problem. For a while, they were not making.
Yeah. I think there's only like 20 babies.
Well, for a while, they were treating the babies as if it was all the same stage. So.
Also, real quick, just gonna throw this out here since you said that. Babies! They're babies! I'm sorry, you guys weren't born before 1990. You don't get that reference.
It was, but I missed that one.
Oh, TMNT 2.
Ah, yeah, I don't think I played that
Toko
one.
and Razor. No, the movie. When
Yeah,
they like them.
Yeah, I know what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Anyway, in BT12, they used Nyokimon, which is normally Yokomon's baby one, as the baby for both Torikara Balmon, which is the spicy chicken ball Digimon, and Monimon, which is the, baby TV. And I don't like it being used for both of those. Actually, it looks like they're consistently using Monimon for Nyokomon for Monimon. But that's just, it's twice in the same set.
I
also prefer finding different things for Budmon and Wanyamon and Chapmon, because Budmon and Wanyamon share Bodemon, because that's how the Digivice IC worked, and Chapmon shares, what is it, Puamon? Falcomon's baby's baby. Peanutmon's baby.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be here. Shit, I forgot.
Didn't even know Falcomon had a baby form.
I mean, technically all Digimon have baby
Oh,
forms.
yes, all Digimon have.
Falcomon has a
baby
dedicated baby form because it was in, the Pendulum Progress or something?
Something like that.
I mean, I guess also what the question is like, which Falcomon are we talking about?
Valid.
Both of them, but because they did actually show Saver's Falcomon's baby form.
I need to go back and get more healing items before I do something stupid. You the item shop, Wizardmon?
Oh, it's .net.
No, it's .com. It's
HomestarRunner.net. It's
It's
.com.
.com. Oh my god, this podcast I listen to, it has this, like, people can, like, send in these, you can call in for a number and everything, and send in emails, and they have the music for it, for the segment, is played off of Casio, and I swear to god, every time I hear it, it's like, that's sweet cup and cake shit right there.
So yes, the Digimon Accelerator Nature Genome.
Oh my
Is
god,
wh- is
Falcomon
where-
2000 in the data squad with Stephen J. Bloom too.
He has other voices. He has the Guilmon voice.
I know he has the Guilmon voice. I saw a bit earlier that, like, I 100% forgot he did Flamedramon in Adventure 2. I saw a bit on that and I was like, whoa, hold on a second, he did that too? Oh, it's been a while since I've seen Adventure 2.
But anyway, Puamon and Pinamon were the babies for the Accelerator Nature Genome, where the two new child Digimon in that one were Falcomon and Swimmon. And then in the Digivice IC, which is the Savers one, where they made the Digivice actually a fucking VPAT for some unknown reason, and also had one baby 1 and 3 baby 2s for, again, some unknown reason. Bodamon evolves into Koromon, Wanyamon, and Budmon in the first version. And then in the second version, Puamon evolves into Pinamon. Kyaromon, which previously was in the, I want to say, Accelerator Ultimate Genome, it was always Kudamon's baby form. And Chapmon, which is the baby Kappa thing. Anyway, Chapmon should probably evolve from the same thing as fucking Gomamon's baby. Pukamon. Or Bukamon. Because for the original adventure, certain people could not tell the difference between a little circle and 2 little dots on the Katakana.
Alright, let's see if this helps me out a little better. I gave the homies some defense increasing stuff.
That might help some.
Especially because Numemon takes defense when it hits.
There's a couple of explanations for Bodomon's name on here, and it's like the first one is Boda, which means coal debris.
Yeah.
Which is like, I can see that. There's Boda Mochi, which is like, oh yeah, you see a picture of that and you go like, oh, I can see where you get that from. But the last one's kind of sent me a bit because it's Botai, which means womb. And I'm sitting here going like, hey, fuck, what?
Nani?
Yeah, that
was
was
like,
seems less likely.
Yeah, it's like, I get it. Baby Digimon came from an egg and everything. We don't need to throw that one.
I think the coal dust, coal debris thing is the strongest argument. If only because...
I say the Bodamochi is the strongest argument because it's just literally a purplish, blackish mochi ball, and you go like, oh, yeah, they would totally name something after that.
That works. That's true. And that's... I think that one is even named after the coal dust thing. That's a kind of mochi that's named because it looks like the coal thing. But,
where's my save button?
But anyway, if you remember, if you've played, I know you've played Majora's Mask. If you remember, in that game there are both
the dust
bows.
bunny.
There are both black bows and white bows.
Yeah, the ones
which
that
I
were
believe
in the snow.
come from the same thing. The same as probably as.
There are also those little spirit things from what's that movie called?
Spirited Away. Yeah, the soot
the
sprites
little
are
coal
the same
monsters,
deal.
yeah.
Yes, they would just be like a snow version of that.
Okay, I may actually have Wargroundmon now. Unless he fucking evades.
Apparently, the two different names are, some people say, derived from Botan, the... I'm always bad at this name. Peony? Peony.
Peony is the name of the flower.
It's the flower, yeah, which blooms in the spring, and the Hagi, the Japanese bush clover, or whatever the fuck that word is, which blooms during autumn.
And then we got blown up by a cyborg.
Yeah.
You know what kills me, outside of the fact that he just got blown up by a cyborg?
I fucked up. I royally fucked up.
Did you write a save state just as you were being blown up?
Yep. I got my button switched. Rip me.
That's why I need to keep remembering.
I think Wargroundmon is working on that. Yeah. Although they didn't give it that attack in this game. It has Atomic Blaster, but it also has, Pendulum Blades or something, where Double Edge, I think is what the actual attack is called, where
something
it uses those blades what are on its forearms. Anyway, I like it when Baby Digimon can be a little bit more wiggly about what evolved into what, and the card game has been fossilizing that a bit.
Wait a second.
I think there's also the fact that, you can tell when they just, come up with a Digimon that's meant to be, for that baby.
Mm-hmm.
For that line. Because,
well, also, I've actually had...
Pokémon, Viximon, that stuff, that's that's Renamon's line. You don't mess with that shit.
I've actually had a little bit of beef. I actually had a little bit of beef with which ones get chosen as the level 2. I actually kind of liked using Torikara Ballmon as a baby 1 that then evolves into the only seen in a couple of the Digimon story games. Frick, I forget it's Chronomon's baby.
So I'm a genius. I totally forgot I had Stingmon on Renamon.
You just used them.
I can Digivolve. I can.
Oh, DNA Digivolve.
Yep. Set Digivolve.
Right. Try using Pildermon.
Yep.
I like this. The proverb for the Bodomochi is Tana Kara Bodomochi, which is a Bodomochi falls down from a shelf means receiving a windfall, a lucky break.
This guy, I have posted it in the thing. I used Torikara Ballmon as the baby 1 that goes into that. At one point.
Alright, so I can send Greymon in to do some softening up, and then just hopefully beat ass with
Eldramon.
Yes.
I've also done I took a what would your Digimon partner be test? One that was actually not random or only 4 questions or something. And it actually came up with a Ludomon, and I kinda liked that. Because I'd had a hard time thinking about what I would actually want my actual partner to be, because there are some Digimon that I really like but wouldn't fit as a partner.
I like Ludomon because she's antisocial for the most part.
No, but Ludomon is fun because it's a defensive guy, and normally it looks tough and stuff, but also it's canonically like a plush bear thing under that.
I guess the hard part about having a favorite is going yeah, I want that favorite, but I also have a lot of other favorites, and it's you're just kind of stuck there going yes, I would like my absolute favorite. That'd be my number 1 pick. But you also look at Edamon, and that's just a chill-ass motherfucker.
But then you'd have to get poop babies.
Yeah, there's that whole fact.
Not necessarily. Targetmon can evolve into
I know there's
Edamon.
Targetmon, but it's also what is Targetmon's rookie form, because Target's a champion.
Yeah.
So you still end up with
do...
And I think they've really kind of
/Monmon.
Yeah, and I think they really kind of solidified the fact that Edamon is the Poopmon Digimon.
But yes,
the Digimon
Edamon does thematically come from a poop thrower.
I also love straight up the fact that once you kind of get the idea down, and that Monzemon is just literally we translated that, we just took a guy's last name that's known for puppets,
Uh-huh.
and it just happened to fit
And
perfectly.
made it Mon.
Yeah,
I mean, it already was Mon, but we made the Mon a suffix.
yeah. Well, the Mon was a suffix because they just went with everything's just a monster.
Really
Right, but his
beautiful.
name had Monzaimon in it because it's the something or other gate,
Yeah,
I think.
I think Mon means gate. Because like,
Yes.
just overall. DNA Digivolve into the deck that just kills everything.
Yeah.
Have fun at your regionals, asshole.
I mean, I did. I got 47th.
Oh, you already did it?
Yeah.
Oh, was it last Saturday?
Yes.
Oh, 47th. Out of how many? 42. Oh, Jesus.
No, there was like 54 people.
I somehow came in third out of 2.
I believe that's the also ran category.
Is there a multi-res?
Revive fallen allies, so unless...
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that
Now,
means-
is it a multi-res and heal?
That's a good question.
I can
Yes,
revive
okay,
your
you're
entire
at full
team.
health.
I can revive your entire team at 1 hit point.
Don't. Some games do that.
Yeah, that's
I
just so
know,
that
I
could be
know.
like, oh, he has a point.
Apparently, there are some fucked up things in Final Fantasy Tactics. I read a Let's Play of a interesting hack of Final Fantasy Tactics. You can do weird things when you like remove the dead if status effect, but don't actually restore any hit points.
Oh, that's the game where, like, if you let somebody stay dead for 5 turns, they turn into an item at the end.
Yes.
So... Also, High Ogre Battle Tactics, we took that from you too, because the guy who made this game literally took that from that.
It's not they become a crystal, and then the crystal can either be used to get experience or learn they can you can be used to either get an item or learn some of that person's skills.
Where is the load?
Which would be more reliable if it was more predictable.
Oh, look, didn't
But-
happen.
Well, that's also the game that has a faith status that you have to keep even, or else they just leave because they're an atheist, or they go join the church because they are too faithful now.
If the faith status reaches 100, they go off and become a pacifist and join the church. If the brave status becomes too low, they literally turn into a chicken and flee. Also, the brave status is a multiplier for physical offense and defense, and the faith status is a multiplier for magical offense and defense. So if you get your faith stat to 0, you are completely immune to all magic. Unfortunately, this also means you're immune to helpful magic, but...
Yeah, that's why Construct 8, 7, and 8 are fun characters. One you fight, one you get as a partner, and it's like, I think Construct 8 is the partner. And he is fun to he is fun to have because, oh boy,
Did he invade? Oh, fuck that.
Because he just basically shows up and goes like, magic dealer, I got nothing for that. Bonk!
Robot punch good.
Yep. And then he makes you do mathematics.
So the gates in the name in the Chikamatsu Monzaimon's second name, because that's not his actual name. Chikamatsu is actually his family name, I guess, but it's also his stage name or whatever.
I've seen enough for Japanese history. You basically have like 5 different childhood names, and then you become an adult and you get 2 extra adult names, and then whatever the hell they call you for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you think Miyamoto Musashi is his actual name?
Yes, but it's not what he was called when he was a baby. And he wasn't even like a super fancy person.
No, he wasn't. He's basically the reason we got Bushido, but then he looks at Bushido and goes like, "You assholes fucked it all up, didn't you?"
Anyway, his Monzaemon is Gate Left Protection Gate. It may have just been made to sound that way.
Listen, every language needs a fancy bitch, and sometimes that's just the one.
Yeah, Miyamoto Musashi, born Shinmen Takezo, also known as Miyamoto Ben Nosuke, and by his Buddhist name, Nitendoraku.
Fuck, he evaded! God damn it.
You'd think he wouldn't be so good at dodging when he's a fucking Evangelion.
No, that's his other mega.
No, this one, War Growlmon has... That's why it has that fucking cord blade thing.
Oh no, that's why I've seen
Yeah.
when is it 19? Yeah, when BT19 was released over in Japan, all the people who got that one alt art for War Growlmon were posting literally that Ava picture because that's the War Growlmon picture.
Uh-huh.
It's just literally imitating the Ava.
Yeah, and it has the jaw break open thing.
Yeah. The one thing I found funny the other day was finding out that all anime that literally have anybody being crucified is an Ultraman reference.
Yeah, because Ultraman
One
had
episode
one...
One episode Ultraman had all the Ultramen crucified, and every kid who grew up watching that episode has been referenced in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, it's not even any other, it's just an Ultraman reference. Like, wow, that's hilarious.
Like, some of them are aware that it is also a Christianity reference, but the reason why it comes to mind is because it was an Ultraman.
Well, I mean, let's not be let's not be too coy about the whole thing. They also did crucifixions over in Japan during their whole thing, so they know exactly what it's about. It's just funny to do that.
Suck on that, Megalogramon. You have no power, you have nothing against the power of friendship, and also resetting time whenever something goes wrong, which it did several times.
Zawado!
It's not the world. It's
and then
it's
a red Vegemon kicks your ass.
Yeah,
no, the world. The
gonna
world is Ogre. What's the actual fucking time loop stand? Time loop stand. Wasn't that Kira's stand?
Kira does it. Gold Experience Requiem does it.
Anyway,
Technically, Maiden Heaven does it, but that's a different kind of time loop.
Yeah. Anyway, my point is, the world is a different kind of time fuckery than time loops, and I can say that confidently because there has been at least one stand that was time loops, and it wasn't the world.
There's also the world over heaven, which is like, I just make reality my bitch.
We do not have enough time to go into that one.
That's also known as Lucimon X antibody now.
Dio.
Even the Japanese people were going like, "Yeah, this is just Dio. This is just over heaven Dio right now."
Yeah. Like they're not even gonna sugarcoat it. That's just fucking Dio.
That Bandai does a lot of JoJo stuff, and there could be a crossover.
What fucking JoJo ends up being in Union Arena?
I don't know. I'm a one-card game kind of person. Like, I watch this Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, but I'm also kind of like, yeah, but I kind of like Digimon, because, like, you know what? If you want to go for, like, a good deck in Yu-Gi-Oh, prepare to pay over $1,000 sometimes. Yeah. I'm just sitting here going, like, listen, $200 for a good deck in Digimon is too much for anything.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna ask me.
If you want to fully foil it out, that's fine. Then it can cost $1,000. I don't care.
Yeah, if you're going max rarity.
Yeah. Not Yeah,
there shouldn't really be any like functionally unique cards that cost more than $10 or $20.
Yeah, like,
and that's for like the rarest absolute ones.
Like, I'm gonna be honest to you, if you're gonna make me pay like over $100 for a piece of cardboard, that bitch better have the secret to eternal life on it. Because I don't know if I'm willing to pay that much for one
But
card.
Ogre, it's the One Ring written in the original Cinderin script.
That guy who got that card went to a bar that makes a drink based on any trading card you come in with, and he brought that one with him. And got a drink made based off of the coloring of that card.
And that is actually just the max rarity version of that. The normal one
What?
is still the normal version of it is still quite expensive, but that's because it's an insanely good card that was like a ultra rare or something.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the same thing with the Blue Eyes White Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! In the manga. There are only 4 cards printed of it.
Which is stupid, but
Yeah, especially considering a max play set is 3.
mm-hmm.
I guess the idea was it was supposed to be more like it's spread out a bunch of people instead of one guy who essentially kills 3 different people for it.
Yeah, look it up. He actually killed people for him.
I mean, he gets around it by technically saying he didn't kill one. One of them committed suicide because of his shit, but it's also like, it's suicide by your actions, so...
So screw the laws, I have money.
Pretty much. I mean, Death Tea still happened in the manga, and everyone's just like, we're cool with Kaiba, and Joey's like, are you kidding me? I had to fight a literal axe murderer.
Oh.
Do none of you remember me fighting the axe murderer that I had to light on fire to live through the whole thing? I fucking remember that.
It turns out...
Shut up, Joey. It's not like you're the only one who's had to light anyone on fire. Yugi, you did not have to light that guy on fire.
You also didn't have to saw that dude's leg off.
Okay, that dude did not get his leg sawed off, but he did get his mind erased by Merrick, because Merrick's kind of a bitch like that.
Mm-hmm. But you know what I mean.
Until he slowly... God, they do that all the time, and I hate the shit out of it. Like, Merrick still did a lot of evil stuff as Merrick. He wasn't Dark Merrick at the time.
Merrick was not a good person.
And they're just all like, it's water under the bridge. Yugi, he literally made you and me try to fight each other to death while we had anchors tied to our legs.
Yeah.
Joey, not now. Don't start pointing out the plot holes in this whole thing. It's like, Yugi, we play a COD game with people.
Alright.
It's like, Yugi, we play a COD game with people. This is not how you make friends. It's like, Joey, I really made a friend with you because you beat the shit out of me. What do you think is everything? But I've been doing a lot of good things since then.
Because I defeated War Growlmon, I now can get Guilmon as a partner.
Hooray. Oh yeah, he's lowering your defense every time he does that.
Yep.
Helm Splitter.
No, don't give them ideas.
No, that's... The Dragon Quest ability is like Helm Splitter. That's the one that, like, lowers your enemy's defense when you do, like, 75% of your normal damage. Listen, it's coming out next month. I'm getting ready.
Helmbreaker, what?
Well, that's why I was...
that one?
That's why I was very, very cautious to say Helm Splitter, because it's like, I know Helm Splitter is the one. But I know Helmbreaker is an ability people use.
I can't wait for Monster Hunter. Numemon, I'm gonna kill your fucking family. Bitch.
Oh, so that's good to know. Blitz doesn't activate on your opponent's turn. It's literally, it has to be your last turn kind of thing. They do have this nice one. It says, if I activate Blitz when my when attacking effects activate and when do my opponent's reaction effects activate. And it's your when attacking effects activate before your other when digivolving effects that have yet to resolve. Your opponent's reaction effects activate after your other when digivolving effects that have yet to resolve. See more in attack resolution. Reaction effects will be discontinued in the Japanese rules on the release of ST15, ST16 in Japan.
This should be a Goonie. Yep, this is a Goonie.
I'm back.
I'm about ready to kill Numemon's entire family lineage. Bro fucked
reaction?
around and found out too many times.
What reaction effects did they used to have?
Before Ace, nothing. Just block.
Yeah, I saw that text and I was confused about it.
Like, there are some interruptive stuff, but, like, it's weird. Like, anything that makes you tap or suspend a Digimon.
It says when your opponent attacks now triggers at the same time as when attacking.
Yes.
Which means that when attacking goes first.
Yes. So, like,
Piercing cannot win the game.
yes, that was actually a problem. People thought
Because it can only destroy it goes through to security, but if there's no security, there's nothing for it to go through to.
Yeah, because it's only checking security. There is nothing else.
It's not a security attack. It is a swing at security.
There's something I was going to look up, but I forget what it was.
Because I defeated War Groundmon, I can now get Guilmon as a partner.
Cool.
You know what, buddy? Let's fucking dance. How do you like double power? And crits.
Oh, here's the good one. I give my Digimon a second when Digivolving Blitz effect of EX2 56 Takato Matsuki. I Digivolve into BT 1586 Omnimon. Since there are two instances of the same effect, can I activate the first Blitz, unsuspend, and then activate the second Blitz effect? No, you cannot declare an attack while you're in the middle of resolving an effect from the first Blitz. X2 does that? The Takato does that?
Yep.
One of your Digimon would Digivolve into... Oh, okay, when Digivolving Blitz.
But yeah, it is a notable thing that the less broken Shoto exists essentially to be able to turn Vortex into an actual face swing.
Yeah.
But it still requires for there to be an opponent's Mon there, because otherwise Vortex doesn't trigger in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, here's a good one. If my end of attack effect Digivolves a Digimon into a Digimon when Digivolving Blitz, can that Digimon declare an attack with Blitz? No, it cannot. It is still in the progress of attacking. It's like straight Japanese machine translation here sometimes.
So
if you're in the process of attacking, you cannot declare another Blitz.
In order to get Blitz twice on the same turn, you have to, as part of the Blitz attack, something happens that gets you more memory back, and then you have to become eligible to Blitz again.
I think from what I've understood so far is you basically just have to DNA Digivolve into a new Digimon that gets Blitz.
I think regular evolving works too. DNA Digivolving is just the easiest way, because then you don't have to worry about unsuspending.
I forgot last Evoing fucking full heals you.
Oh, does it?
I thought it said pickling claw. I'm like, I'll take free loot. Give loot. Okay, attempts at loot is done. Oh no. Agumon, no! that one's down. Just keep leveling. Eventually you'll be able to kill Zubamon. Or Zanbamon.
Zubamon would be relatively easy to defeat, but this is way too. But this is about 2 decades early.
Yeah. Oh no. Can I DNA Digivolve with you? No. Oh! Brother man hits like a fucking truck. Well, that happened.
Or did it?
I wish it didn't. Items.
So I guess that new Netflix Gundam thing is out.
It sure is.
I am largely uninterested, but apparently the battle choreography is actually pretty good.
Yeah, they're like a week behind putting on Dragon Ball Daima for some reason on Netflix. So
the reasons I'm uninterested, by the way, are that the mechanical designs are deeply mediocre at best, and fucking Xeon propaganda. Yes.
You would think in this day and age they learn not to do that.
Dude,
there's been a
weird neo-Nazis walk around blatantly.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Japan. Like, even most of Japan kind of realizes that, maybe not.
I know, Japan actually has a very strong conservative movement.
Yes, I'm aware every fucking time I have to go, like, Koichi Sugiyama did great music, asterisk. Because he was, spoiler alert, a war crimes denier.
Yup.
Well, it's easy to be a war crimes denier when you live in a country whose, official government position is war crimes denial.
Rape of Nanking? What's that?
Comfort women, let me laugh at them on live television. A thing he actually did. Also, he was born in 1931, so he was like 10 when World War II was happening.
Yeah. Okay, what the fuck should I be doing?
I spent entirely too much money on nice spin-down dice today.
Oh, he also worked on Gatchamon and Cyborg 009.
Do I have the rubber suit?
Oh yeah, I just finished recently watching fucking the original version of Speed Racer.
Fun.
Japanese or the old English one?
Japanese. I should say I just finished watching Mach Go Go Go.
Mach Go Go Go.
Okay.
Gotta say, they got about as much pun in that 4-word title as they could.
I mean, the guy's literal name is Go.
Yes.
So
I
think they were like,
Go
yeah, let's
is
just use
5, and it's car
Yeah.
number 5. And Go is the word for a vehicle or vessel. Or the suffix, rather.
And Go is also the English word for moving.
And it's also it
Yeah.
also means the opposite of stop.
Yeah. So it's definitely one of those like, yeah, there's puns to this one. There are layers, you can say.
To this onion.
It's a little bit more subtle than naming the main character literally Speed Racer, but not much.
Hey, let's not get on the fact that his mom and dad are literally named Pop and Ma. Pop's Racer and Ma Racer. It's like, did you have like no other?
It is
Like Ma, you could at least go like she's like Martha or something like that. Is her actual name, but Pops is like, nah, you're either going into soda or you're having a family.
It's not super uncommon for kids things to have parent characters that are just the mom and dad, but they try harder to avoid having the names come up in those. I'm specifically thinking of like the Berenstain Bears, where everybody's name is just position in family bear, which will make it super awkward when Brother Bear grows up and has kids.
And then he kills Papa Bear and becomes Father Bear.
Who knows?
That's how the life cycle works.
The circle of life. I hate you so much.
Why are there so many poop slugs? Well, they hadn't invented as many grunt enemies as they have nowadays. And they only had so much data space for character models and animations.
Why do you think we have metal slimes? It's like we only have so much room on this little cart to make up this shit. Let's start recoloring enemies and just give them different stat lines.
Yeah, call Sprite 5 Palette 3.
Alright, fucker. Don't run.
This is why your deck got nerfed. That's why your deck should be nerfed.
Bitch. I'm gonna kill his family.
This was not a fast game back in the day.
No, I am at 4x speed right now.
Yeah, this is one of those things where I look at like, you know what? I'm glad one thing they did for like old RPGs when they brought them over, and like some RPGs that are based off of the old stuff, go like, yeah, we also added a speed up ability, and it's like, thank you so much. Like even the Dragon Quest III remake's gonna have a speed up mode because they realize, you know what? Some people just like the slow speed of just watching their people just smack a monster around. And then sometimes they just want that shit to resolve quicker.
Okay, this is Aether Jungle. Jungle Shrine. Is that where I need to be?
Jungle Boogie. I don't know why they gave Hidden Potential Discovered like a 0 memory cost. That's so like, really?
There's a reason why it should be banned.
They didn't fucking know what they were doing earlier. It's fine at 1, I think.
It's fine at 1 because like there's a 1 in 50 chance you're gonna draw it. And
it's just that you
there's
can
also
evolve
a
once for
security.
free. You can evolve
You
once
have
for
to
free by resting one of your own guys.
Yeah, you have to suspend a Digimon to do it, but you just essentially get a free Digivolution out of it.
Yeah, technically, if the evolution was really, really expensive, it wouldn't cover it all. But like, I don't think there are many evolutions that cost more than like fucking
Even-
5.
It's like even some of the megas are at 4. 5 is like if they're like level 7s.
There's a few.
Level 7s are like 5s or 6. I don't think a lot of level 6 are
I should
that.
be in here now. I should be going to South Cape. Alright. That's fine.
On the other hand, the one ban card that they have, I can understand why that's banned. That's like, ooh, you get a free mega? No, that shit ain't gonna fly these days.
Too many of them have really good on plays, even if they only last the one turn.
Yeah. That's why I looked up the, every time you start making a Shine Greymon deck, there's that one Geo Greymon that's stuck at 1, and you look at that and go like, I can understand why it's stuck at 1, because, oh my god, that would be fucking annoying. Right, Patamon?
I literally played that format, and I was like, fuck this deck. Fuck this deck.
Oh my god, I literally watched a video that was running through this pre-ban yellow vaccine, and I went like, oh my god, I'd probably get up and rip my opponent's card and be like, we're not doing this shit anymore.
Yeah, no.
Like, security play from 1 card is fine. From 4? Fuck that.
Alright, South Cape.
Especially because you can just cheat the whole thing and just like put a card you need in there. And then they activate the effect again and just like steal from it again, and you're just stuck here going like, Also, I don't know. I don't think Mother Shoto is going to be as well as people think it is. I've seen so many people try to play it, and it's like, at best you get 1 win. At worst, you're going to make a draw, and then you're going to lose to time.
Also,
you're
you're giving up all of your babies, which means that you're you're giving up at least a 1/5 chance at your babies.
Well, I mean, hybrid decks can work without babies, but that's a different thing.
Right. You're giving up some babies, and that will slow down most decks significantly.
Yeah.
To your thing, Ogre, they don't. There is, if you win 1 round and it goes to time, you win. There's no draws anymore.
I thought they still did ties.
At the new regional format, they've adjusted so they can't do ties because that brutally fucks with the point system. For locals, it doesn't matter.
What if it's 1-1 and then goes to time?
There are procedures. It is most security wins, most cards in deck wins, most Digimon on board, all the way down to last person to take a card from security.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because don't they usually do? Isn't that like the timeout thing? Is you get 5 turns, and then you just
before the timeout thing, it was you had a 5-turn overtime.
Yeah,
and then if there was no winner decided by then, it was a draw, no matter how many wins. All right, so
now we're just doing like if you got more security or more of this and that, and then we just go like, you're the winner, yay. Oh god, are we gonna have to learn to start playing for time? Listen, I just watched that Yu-Gi-Oh guy go over this whole thing. I don't want to try to that shit again. Because even, like, for as much as I can say that there's parts that I can kind of get Yu-Gi-Oh, it's also kind of like, okay, I can get Yu-Gi-Oh. I can read. I can understand the effects. Sometimes I would like the effect explained to me because the wording on here can be a little confusing to get on when the timing is. Also, missing timing and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Is mostly like the difference of if and when.
Yeah.
But also, if I have to break out the fucking chess timer for your goddamn turn to go on for 15 minutes for your combo for turn 1, we've got a problem in your gameplay style.
Yeah.
It's like, even Digimon stuff is like, you've got like maybe 5 minutes for a combo if you're doing poorly on the combo. Turns do not last that long in Digimon. Yu-Gi-Oh! Can be like, here's a half hour of doing this whole thing. And we're sitting over here, it's like, that's a match for us!
Basically.
what was it? Like, he literally does sometimes where he goes on the Duel Master game, and he'll play people, and they'll throw down like 1 or 2 cards, and he goes like, "All right, I'm getting the book," and he literally read through like several pages before the opponent's done, and I'm like, "This is
extremely
not
combo
how you
heavy,
do it."
yes.
Yeah, this is not how you do a card game. This is boring, especially because he can't do like a reaction because he doesn't have the cards for it, and it's
Wait,
like,
do I not
Also,
have...
there just aren't that many.
I don't
well,
have
yeah,
Samarimon.
yeah, like Ash and Effect Veiler. Like and then you have like in engine combo breakers and all that stuff, but it's like, it's just one of those things that I look at. It's like, oh my god. Especially when they start summoning like multiple extra deck monsters to get another extra deck monster to get several more extra deck monsters, so they can summon several monsters from the grave so they can use those for an extra deck monster, and I'm just sitting here going like, you sure you guys don't want keywords on these things? So the rest of us can fucking follow after so long?
Oh!
If you don't have Samarimon, you need to go to the south sector.
Yup. I need to
There's
go
a
to
south
the Vile
sector?
Swamp.
Apparently there's a place called Reliability Spot.
Yup.
There's a south sector? I thought that got blown up when Broly showed up. They also do Dragon Ball Z. Could be a crossover one day. Could have Goku meet Gokumon. You think they would do like a Wukongmon? Not like, yes, they technically have a Wukongmon. I mean, would they make one and actually call it Wukongmon, and then have like a DNA Digivolution with Gokumon?
I mean, at this point, I think it would have to be a recolor, since that's what they did with the 2 sands.
Okay.
That is to say, there is both a Sagomon and a Shaojingmon.
Hmm.
And they're 90% recolors. They wear their skull necklace differently. That said, in one of the fucking Japanese games, there was an evolved form of Gokumon.
Gokumon, like, DNA Digivolve with like the 3 others to make
No, there was like just a straight up. I think its Japanese name was something to the effect of Chitan Dashangmon, which is the Great Sage Equal to Heaven name.
Alright, I need to switch to...
And it had evolutions for the other ones too. I still go back and forth on the degree to which I'm okay with Hakaimon.
Oh, Hakaimon?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... There's interpretations.
My current main thing is that I really wish it didn't just have a school swimsuit on the body inside. Like, if it had something else on there.
I'm going the wrong way. Where the fuck is this?
Oh, that's going to be a funny episode.
What?
The Ben Schwartz just tweeted a while ago that he did an episode with the Game Grumps.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, he's holding up a boxed copy of Final Fantasy III for the Super NES. But apparently that's not what they did in the episode.
Probably just as well. I don't know if they have the patience for an old-style turn-based RPG.
Oh, I shouldn't be here for a while.
Danny did do Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and while it does have action commands, it's still very turn-based.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but with a guess, they wouldn't get very far in Final Fantasy III.
No. Usually they're like an hour or so, even for a guest. I love these pictures of people like just posting a story about how they there's an animal they want to adopt, and their significant other is just like, we're not adopting that thing. If you do, I'm leaving. And then like their follow-up is, anyway, I got a new animal and I'm single now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? That's a decision I can kind of live with.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Guess we're getting a new Pukomon in EX8.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
Another
they just posted...
Ukomon?
No, Puko.
Oh.
Puko. I was about to say,
Pukomon.
why are we
Yeah,
getting another Ukomon?
No, it's Pukomon.
Did they learn nothing?
Well, I don't know.
Wait,
this
which one are we talking about here?
Gomamon's pre-evolution.
Okay.
Here, I'll slap it in the... Boop, boop.
Memory ga zero nara memory personal. Oh, that's interesting. When attacking once per turn, if your memory is 0, gain 1 memory.
We've already limited it to 1. Son of a bitch. Man, I don't want to do another... I don't want to do Blue Sky. I want to do another social media thing.
Well, the idea is some people are doing that instead of Bird app.
Twitter, because fucking
Yeah.
Musk is a psychopath.
Well, he's trying to crack the site in half, and I think it would probably be dead by within a year at this point.
Old games. Alright, let me heal. Damn, I didn't need that. Alright.
Oh no, Bakemon.
Yep. Okay, this is actually starting to piss me off. This is why Pokemon had repels.
They literally tweeted about that today. It's just this stupid picture of a wizard with like an anti-tank rifle just blasting a rocket and it said like a missile and it says I cast non-magic missile.
I cast explosive missile.
Picture of a wizard with a gun. I may be out of magic, but I'm not out of options.
I cast a crater. What?
I cast Extreme Jihad. No!
No, Magnamon, we don't use that one anymore.
Okay, I cast Extreme Infidel. Still problem.
Hilariously, they swapped attacks from one that's culturally insensitive to one that's just a ridiculous mouthful.
What is it now?
Shining Gold Solar Storm.
I mean...
Is that the X form or...
Huh?
That's just
Is it the X antibody
now.
or just Magnamon?
No, that's just Magnamon's main attack now.
On here it just says what used to be Extreme Jihad is called Magna Blaster now.
I think
that was one of the dub names for it, I think.
Because calling it Extreme Jihad over here would be a definite no!
Its reference book entry now lists its attacks as Plasma Shoot and Shining Gold Solar Storm instead of Plasma Shoot and Extreme Jihad.
I mean, there's also there's Magna Blast, Magna Blaster, Shining Gold Solar Storm, Magna Punch, Magna
Yes, it's
Kick,
been in a lot
Magna
of games,
Blast,
so it has lots of different moves.
Aurora Barrier.
That's one of the things
Also-
that I kind of liked about the old card game is that it pretty much guaranteed every Digimon had one or two known moves.
Show me your
Whereas
move.
a lot of video games limit most Digimon to like one move. Plus generic moves.
Well, if it makes you feel better, technically Magna Punch and Kick are Magnum Punch and Kick. Instead of like, instead of being a great punch, it's just I shot you with my foot or my hand. Also, it's weird that it's classified as an armor and a mega, but armors are weird.
It's a mega class armor, and
Yeah.
it was a mega in a couple of games, I think.
I think it's just one of those. Like,
I'm also really
armors are
annoyed
just
at.
weird.
I'm also really annoyed at the prevalence of free, but I think I've been over that.
They rarely use free anyway, so.
Free is now used regularly for all of the 02 originals. The 4 new Digimon and all of their evolved forms, including the armors. Those plus... And the reason for that is that in the first stuff with the 02 Digimon, they could be raised to be any attributes depending on like what time of day you raised them. Or trained them. But the original meaning of free wasn't... It was always... The attribute will vary between different individuals of this Digimon. As opposed to... The hybrids were all variable, which means that they're each one's
I need to go back to
type varies from moment to moment. Specifically, in the old card game, they reflected the type of their opponent.
Tranquil Swamp. I should probably level up this Growlmon, since these things are dying in one hit. Status. C to evolve. Set on. Alright, bulk bridge. Okay, so somewhere around here, there should be a thing to get me to buy a swamp. Unless
I
it's...
also kind of meant to bring this up earlier. I also kind of hate the fact that, like, there are 2 Rapidmons, and one's a cyborg and one is an armor.
One is
And
a
it's
holy
just-
knight.
Are you fucking telling me gold armor is a holy knight?
Yes.
Hold on a second.
It is the only non-royal knight holy knight.
Cracking out the cards again. I got a foil Terriermon as my secret. Also, Pet, if at any point you want me to send, like, those dragon links I got from my box, just let me know.
I'll see, because the thing is the Dragon Link stuff's really cheap.
Oh god, it is a holy warrior.
I think I was, like, pricing it out and it was gonna be, like, $40 to get 4 of everything.
Or I could send you the play sets I have for free.
Maybe. We'll see. How many boxes do you end up getting?
I only got one. I only usually get one, because, like, as much as it's like, oh, you never know what you're gonna get out of the whole thing, it's also like, yeah, I get a lot of commons in here, too.
Right.
So-
Yeah, normally it's not. It's usually financially a better idea to get just one box and bulk it out with singles.
I found it!
But yeah, just I got 2 for the Liberator set because I was really hoping to be able to build one of the decks in there at least.
Need to, since I wasn't able to get any boxes of Liberator, I need to see about getting, like, the Shoto, and then there's some other stuff I need out of it.
Natures. I think that's the
Unfortunately, I did not get all of everything I wanted from it, but that's how it goes.
What
And
else
I
do
got
you need?
2 of, and I've pre-ordered 2 of both parts of the fucking special release thingy because the rarities in those always get fucky.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one, I'll get 1 box. The second one, I may want to get a
12.
second 2 box.
This one also they're doing. See, I decided that even before I knew which was in which because I'm probably gonna want most of it at some point.
I mean, my follow-up joke was gonna be like, I'm gonna put it this way: if any you get that Talmon shit, I'm gonna fucking drive up to where I need to and just snatch that shit from your decks. Just like mine.
Del,
Anyway.
I have the the special edition alt art Talmon. Where are we meeting at?
Open up, bitch.
But yeah,
I guess it's technically 2. I guess it's technically 2 different sets you're working with.
Yeah.
at least they're doing this one rationally. The first one they had to super fuck because
it was
they
3
wanted
sets
to.
in one.
This one is also 3 sets in one.
2.
Or 3 sets in a double thing.
Yeah,
The first one, they
one and a
couldn't
half
do
per.
just 1.5 and then a half and 1 because they wanted to have purple and black cards in the first one.
Yeah.
And there weren't any of those in the first, 2 sets.
Let's see. I got
Oh, that's Horseshit.
I got a playset and almost 2 playsets of Demi Miramon.
But yeah, the rarities always get a little bit fucky when they mix up sets, so just as
Yeah.
a safety thing.
Let's see. I got 1 Vorvomon and 2 Jazmons. I got almost 2 playsets of La Vorvomon. And I got 2... I think I got 2 playsets of this. Yeah, I got 2 playsets of Jazzardmon. Then I got 3 of Lava Garatimon.
Lava Garadamon. I forget what that thing is fucking named after.
Obviously lava. And then
I think
got...
it's named after an actual volcano or some shit.
Probably. And then I got 3 of Jaza Richmon. And then I got
from the La Garita caldera, a volcanic caldera located in the San Juan volcanic field, which produced one of the largest volcanic eruptions known to history.
Yeah, and then I got a single volcanic Dramon out of it, so...
I kind of wish... I don't know. I like those guys. I wish there was more that they could be used for, but...
I don't know, the more I look at it, the more I wonder, like, why did they not make a Hina? Another Hina? Like, so much of it...
That would be nice.
So many of your decks require, like, almost 2 different kinds of tamers to at least work.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you go with, like, the oddballs, like the 3 Musketeers or something like that.
Okay. Sepicmon. Barbelon about bombs. Oh god, I have to go all the way back to Protocol Ruins. But first we need to talk to Sepicmon. Over in Tranquil Swamp. Fuck everything.
Also, I kind of like the idea that the Volcanic Dramon and Metallic Dramon are both kind of big deals in world, which makes them harder to use in a story.
Mm-hmm.
The Volcanic Dramon is just deeply offended on a personal level by anything being not on fire.
Same.
And thus it has an aura of kind of changes the world into a fire thing. And then Metallic Dramon is basically fucking Rayquaza or something.
Yeah.
It just sits up in a tower and every once in a while shows up and goes like, shut the fuck up!
It flies around in the upper atmosphere and comes down when there's a big problem it needs to be solved. Specifically a Volcanic Dramon problem, I guess. But
yeah. It's typically a
unfortunately, in this particular case, it stayed the fuck up there, or in Lynx's story's particular case, it stayed the fuck up there while Volcanic Dramon burned like 95% of the digital world. It only came down to take issue with it after you had the remaining shard of Volcanic Dramon in your party.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you call me earlier? Why didn't you show up earlier?
Yeah. We were calling you. You said no.
Well, I can't hear you from up there. Why are you up there all the time, then?
Yeah. You know there's a problem down here. Its name is Volcanic Dramon. Why are you up there?
Because I like it up here. Well, we like it down here where it's not burning.
Yeah.
Its actually best place to be is underground, swimming around in the mantle.
Personally, I prefer
the
insofar as the digital world has that.
No, it's
But
not.
yeah, it looks like the EX7 one, according to the fucking Liberator thing, have a pretty interesting thing where they can keep bringing each other back.
Yep.
Yeah, and they also the thing where they actually have no Digivolution effects. They have on-play effects, but they also have when they get brought back, they essentially activate their on-play
And
effects.
Hina also triggers their on plays.
Yeah. Every once in a while, I get this recommendation from this one person who's running through One Piece, and it's been so funny watching them hit these like great emotional moments. Like yesterday,
You
they
mean
dealt
light
with.
the boat on fire?
Oh no! They're in Wano right now.
Mm.
Like yesterday, they were dealing with Yasui's death and everything, and they were just like, "No, don't do it. I'm not ready for this emotional destruction." And then the kid shows up, and they're like, "No, Oda, I will fucking find you."
No one dies in One Piece.
No. Well, they die in flashbacks.
Yeah.
And then Ace died. And everything has been off limits since.
Did you know Ace sucks? I will stab you! They won't find you! No. Status. Okay, I am super fucking lost. Meanwhile, I'm going to be hella leveled after this.
Go up in the next area, a Mega.
Basically. It's almost like probably not giving you any sort of repels is a bad idea.
I did the, those surveys for the starter decks in the Liberator box. And I got to the got to the bottom where they go like, "Do you have any other characters to recommend?" And I went for one of them. I went like, "How about you just finally put the Appmon characters in there?"
People are still salty that it
You
in the
could do
thing-
Appmon in this card game without too much conflict by just using the level, but using the grade name as the other name,
the new
as the stage
level,
name.
The new level 4 Aosmon, it digivolves without Keller, so it just goes by alt cost. So they could do that where it just digivolves off an Appmon.
Oh yeah, they could just literally just be like, "Hey, like technically no Digivolution."
No,
cost, but
because the
also
Appmons do have evolution stages. They just work differently.
Yeah, it would.
So instead of being level 3 child, or level 3 rookie, it would be level 3 standard.
Yeah. And like
And level 4 super, level 5 extreme, level 6 god. But the gods would probably be more powerful than normal.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Seems
like it's like it's been forever. You already have the megas and the hybrids have been wonky in this whole game, so it's like not much is gonna. If you add in a new Digivolution style, it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
The thing is, they kind of balanced the evolution stages in Appmon are balanced so that standard grade is like between child and adult.
Mm.
And like so
Major.
yeah, and then super grade is
Bond.
a definite power up and could be an analog of like between champion and perfect.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird, but it'd just be nice if, like, just pull the trigger. You need that.
And then
the other
and then at the fucking end, the god grades are there's literally only 7 of them, period. And they are cosmically powerful.
Yeah.
Which is usually more of a level 7 thing, although It varies. Also, unfortunately, having a card game, they have to print the actual levels on the cards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have to adhere to what's already in the game.
So you do still you end up with level 6s that it can evolve from other level 6s instead of having it be, okay, this is Reflezimon, it can be a level 6 or a level 7.
Yeah. Alright, so now I go back to Protocol Ruins.
And then my other one was I went like, you know what? Just do the Kuzahamon line again. Like you only did it once so far.
Mm-hmm.
In the set that was specifically about fucking things that also are kind of other things.
Yeah, the alternative being.
Yeah, I'm so glad you kept with that line of thought because you were going to end there at the fucking. I was like, oh man, I missed the wrong set.
Okay, wait, what? Alright, Kicking Forest.
Oh, I also love the fact that Bakemon in this game, it's like once you get the joke, it's literally that GG Daisy Metal Gear Solid comic bit of like, we need to name this Digimon. Bakemono. Erases the O.
Alright, so I need to go all the way to Protocol Ruins.
Unfortunately, that resulted in some unfortunate translation errors in Cyber Sleuth.
Yeah, the Cyber Sleuth had a lot of translation errors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the referring to unknown monsters as Bakemon is a annoyingly persistent one.
Yeah. I believe they fixed that in the combo re-release.
Not all of it. I think I got it at least once.
I mean, it's still better than the PS4 version. That had a lot of fucked up text and stuff. I'm going to be a god by the end of this.
I mean, for what Golux said, that's a different series, so.
I would love a fast travel.
Sorry, that hadn't been invented yet.
Anyway, from 1986, Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, there are 16-bit RPGs that let you fast travel between.
I know.
Come on, you're in a digital world. How is Data supposed to travel in a digital world?
Glares.
That's how.
Apparently, it varies depending on which digital world.
I'm over here glaring with all of my being.
Sometimes it's trains. Sometimes it's TVs that are randomly placed around. I had an idea to get past one of the roadblocks in my Digimon story.
Kill everyone.
But well, no.
You know, that's why Apocalymon's at 1.
It takes place it's told non-linearly from two parts at once. One is when the girl who's the main character gets to the city, and the other one is right after she's forced to leave. And I knew something went wrong.
Fuck.
But so the Digivices they have two partners at once, and you can blast Jogress or blast fuse them. And I figured out that the actual blast fusion you'd probably get for it, for some reason it hadn't occurred to me, but if you blast Jogress, Virus Metal Greymon and Metal Mamemon, you're getting a Machine Dramon, a Mugen Dramon.
Yeah.
So probably either since her partner's... So she didn't like fighting at first, and she was helping out with some jobs and stuff, and her partners got attacked by some Digimon that I have not been able to figure out exactly what. Originally, I was thinking Skull Satamon, but something that like damaged their Digicores, and to get them to survive, they had to be forcibly evolved, which is why it's a Virus Metal Greymon and a Metal Mamemon instead of a Metal Greymon and Weregarurumon or something. Because she was generally taking pretty good care of them. And then at some point, like, their data is still damaged. And she ends up, like, blowing a hole in the city or something.
Pretty sure this is how Dr. Wily got Proto Man to work for him.
Full Metal City is under a dome.
It's like literally the story of Mega Man 3. It's like Proto Man.
So perhaps she either got offered the something to blast evolve into Mugendramon, and that either she took it and that was part of the problem, or she resisted it and got in a fight, and that ended up with just Metal Greymon doing it. Because they ended up with different damage. The Metal Greymon is, I mean, going with Virus Metal Greymon, its body is in awful condition. It's always tired.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Something's broken. I should
What do you
be
mean?
getting the TNT chip from Barbamon here.
I think he's Baronmon?
Yeah, Barramon.
Baronmon, rather.
Barbamon had been invented.
Yeah.
Do you have the TNT? Do you have the TNT ball?
I have it.
Is there like
acting like he gave it to me, but I
is
don't.
there
Go ahead.
a specific NPC you're supposed to talk to before this happened, or
Cephicmon was...
have you already done the other part?
I think so, because it was
When you enter the Bio Swamp, Junior is already by the shrine and automatically used the TMT chip, and then there's a hole in it, and you can go into the reliability spot.
Yeah, it's not letting me in. Well, this might be a problem. I guess we might be done here. I will try and deal with this later, but yeah, we might have to call this, and I work on this off stream, because that's my game might be bugged.
Sorry. Well, it's more likely that we fucked up a flag at some point because you haven't been doing everything in the intended order. Due to the intended order being, a bit obtuse. Especially when you're playing the game at 4 times speed. I didn't even notice Ace
Victor rolled in. Hi.
Sorry, I didn't have the thing open.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we might be done here, unfortunately, because I don't know if this was a bug. I know they changed a lot of things in World 2003, and this might have been one of the bugs they fixed.
What did he say?
He said that thanks for helping out that Cephicmon. I'll help you if you need me to.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Okay, so that means you probably...
Thanks for helping Cephicmon.
If you've got a problem, I'll try to help you
out.
Okay, so you need to know to ask him about bombs.
And yeah, I talked to... I went to the shrine. I talked to it. I should have been able to tell him to blow it up. So
okay, but did you talk to everyone around the shrine?
There was no one around the shrine.
So you have Agumon as a partner, right? You got the
Yes.
Agumon DDNA, so okay, so you did that.
I have Guilmon as... I can go talk to the dude to get Guilmon whenever.
Uh-huh.
It
No,
should
no,
be a
you
flag
shouldn't
for
need
this.
to. I'm just looking back a little bit from this
Yes.
part of the...
Yeah, you face the Shrine X.
So you've been to the place where there's the symbol of reliability on the wall,
Yeah, that little shrine in Bioswamp.
and that there's a digi egg inside.
Yeah.
And then you went to talk to Sepicmon, and he said to go talk to Barrowmon.
Mhm.
And then you went and talked to Barrowmon. Huh. It sounds like that's what you're supposed to do, so I don't know.
Digimon War. I'm looking to see what all bugs were fixed between World 3 and World 2003, the European one. Because we may need to switch to that. What's the difference between World 3 and 2003? Okay, it looks like the main difference is some post-game content. Yeah, I don't know what to do. Really sucks. Let me see if it's just a bug or if I screwed something up.
I mean, I assume you screwed something up, but I have no idea when.
Yeah.
Like, what flag you skipped that would have made a flag happen. Yeah, it looks like the flag, looking here, the flag change should be Nami and Sek in the ruins. Did I talk to Nami and Sal? Yes, because she was very early on. Talk to Nami. Press X behind the shrine. Talk to Sepicmon. Talk to Barwamon with a TNT ball in your inventory to get the TNT chip. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we've had this problem before. We run into something and we were like, we didn't hit a flag and we just went around.
Yeah, and I think last time it was because we had,
we hadn't done something
right.
properly.
It's because we were playing the game, or Pettyfan was playing the game kind of scattershot.
Yeah.
Or rather, just going by what seemed to make sense.
150.
I guess my question is, do you have a TNT ball in your...
I have a TNT ball, yes.
Okay, so you would have said something about that. Let's see. I also hate the fact that it's like, I'm looking at this guide and it goes like, she saw the crest of reliability behind the shrine, and as a junior, we'll see the symbol of serenity.
This is someone different. I didn't... Fuck! Wait. I might actually want to restart. It
Why?
might be better, like, go back to where I last saved, because I need to go all the way back. The person I'm looking for is tucked behind something.
Like behind something.
Yes, the path is off to the side. Phoenix Bay.
Well, anyway, while we're investigating that, I'll finish the other half of my thought. The Metal Greymon has its body ruined and is always tired and stuff, and occasionally goes slightly berserk. The Metal Mamemon acts like a robot about 60-70% of the time. Because, like, its Digicore isn't properly connected to its body or something.
The person I'm looking for is in fucking Phoenix Bay.
Alright. Can you go to Phoenix Bay?
Yep. It's easier if I just go to where I last saved. Because it cuts all that run from going through the ruined forest.
You just
Fair
put a
enough.
repel on, you'll be fine.
Then this is where I put my repel on, if I had one.
Yeah. Looks, see if there's fucking action replay codes.
Action replay code. Let have the wild Digimon stop fucking bugging me every goddamn moment.
I mean, there probably is a code for that.
Yeah, and now I'm all the way back in the swamp on the other side of the map.
Did we fight a Metal Greymon as a boss?
Yep, that's how I got Agumon.
You must have, because we have the Agumon DDNA.
Okay, how did I did not... I missed that one, that's for true.
It might have been a while ago.
Yes.
Because, again, Pettyfan is not exactly doing everything in this game in order.
No. Which, I mean, it's fine. Sometimes it's fine to fuck around.
Well, yeah, but then you end up in this instance where, uh-oh, I don't know what to do now.
Yeah.
And then you have to go back everywhere else and just smash X and try to talk to people.
Alright.
I know, I don't care what people say, it's X, we're not doing the cross thing.
Digimon Cross?
If you wanted to call the button cross, you should have said that from the start
You
instead
should
of
have
letting everyone
rotated
call it X.
90 degrees then.
Well, technically it isn't a cross
I
because
They
know.
it's
use
not a perfect
in
X,
Japan. They use cross to refer to the X button, to the X shape a lot.
but yeah. Yes, I know that because goddamn every time I go like, why is this attack called X slash? No, it's technically called cross slash. Oh, so it's just shorthand for cross. So X is just shorthand for cross. Gotcha.
Cross Bomber Hurricane?
Now that one they actually just spelled out because it's from a song.
Nailing a motherfucker to a cross? Wait.
They did do the X-shaped execution, so.
Yeah, I forget whose
No,
cross
that one
is.
Though that one is more of a, I think that's just a standard thing they used to do anyway. Crucifixion is not specifically a Western kind of execution.
Oh, no,
it's
it is not.
It's a anyone can do kind of execution.
Following
It is
this local
the
crucifixion
St.
is
Andrew's cross is an X.
death.
No matter how much you keep bringing up the Hedy Lamar bit of like too Jewish. Blazing Saddles bit, folks. It's a funny movie. And of course you couldn't make that movie today because it's already been made. What the hell's wrong with you? You have to remake it. Dumbasses. Don't even understand how movies are made.
Here's Nami.
I was gonna say, I thought you talked to Nami. We even asked you specifically.
I
Now you
thought
have
I
to
did
go-
too.
Now you have to go look at the thing so that you know what you're looking at when you
Yes.
see it.
Yes. And then I need to go back to talk to Sephicmon. Screams internally.
Well, first go look at the
Oh, I'm
thing,
about to
just in
scream.
case.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do things in order.
What order?
It's
If I-
turn order. It's player priority. Turn order. Do everything right correctly,
I'm gonna stab
and then
him
I'll
in the
activate
throat.
my blocker, and then I'll do my mother blocker.
Fuck your mother.
She does not appreciate that mother attacks for game. But
Me
mother
pull-
can attack for game. I just put a bunch of stuff under her sources. It's not how that works. Punch.
Find a Zumagon Buster, what?
I got a couple of those cards from my BT14 pack.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Come on. Do what I tell you. I know you're going at like 400% speed, but...
It's the corners, man.
Just because it says I'm going at 400, like 300 to 400 FPS, it's fine. And the engine was made to handle this, right?
I should probably ask you guys. That's cute, the Burger Mons here. Probably ask you this for this little green deck I'm making that's a combination of the Vortex stuff and the Rapidmon stuff from here. There it is, the symbol of serenity. I should go ask a monkey guy about it.
The symbol of we can definitely keep the names of the fucking crests.
I told you,
consistent,
even the player's guide was like the crest of reliability and then the symbol of serenity.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, they did actually fuck up kind of the translation. They officially fucked up the translation of the actual things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I get changing memes.
What was Mimi's? Do I dare
Mimi was
ask?
supposed to be purity.
Okay.
As in the sense of my feelings are pure. And
but that would have not.
It's an honesty also.
I get
of it.
that, but at the same time, that would not have went over well, like Western wise. So I understand.
Yeah, it doesn't really scan well.
I feel like it would have been fine unless we're going with like the purity, as in like the virgin purity, which is like
That's
you
what
people
a lot of
need
people
to
probably
stop.
would have went with, because
It's like it's literally just one of those. It's like you people need to fucking stop sometimes. Not everything is like purity, as in the virgin purity.
yeah, but that's I understand that one, but fucking up Joe's is just dumb.
It was Joe's.
Joe's
It is supposed to be faith
yeah,
or sincerity rather than reliability.
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, on
Faith was not getting by here.
yeah, like I get his
well,
thing
especially since his actual crest is a fucking cross.
yeah. Honestly, we're lucky that fucking TKs went through.
Don't remember TK's either.
No, TKs
Hope.
is Hope.
Oh. Well, Hope's generic enough.
Yeah. But I mean, he also uses fucking angels, so...
Well, yes, I know. Unless it's like specifically the crest of hope of the Messiah, I don't think you're going to have any problems. And I mean, like, specifically, not just the hope of the crest of the Messiah. I'm thinking, like, hope of the crest of the Messiah, Jesus Christ, the Nazareth. It's like, if that was the full name of the thing, it's like, no, we're just going to call it hope.
It does look a little bit cross-like, but it's clearly supposed to be like a sun or star shining down a ray of light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a wrong turn. I'm bad at this game.
Anyway, the question I was going to ask you for this deck building thing here is that I have the Terramon rookies that I need. So I'm trying to bulk out the rest of the rookie ranks here. And I was originally going to go for this Muchomon. I thought it was Muchimon. Is that the red one?
Muchomon is the red penguin, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep thinking of Muchimon's one, but... Anyway. So I was originally going to, like, do Muchomon as a 2-of. For a specific reason. The other 2-of, I was going to do Lopmon, because it just gives another one of your Digimon Alliance, so I can suspend it and just activate a shit ton of effects.
Do you have the rookie that stops your opponent from playing Digimon by effect? I don't remember the name offhand. But there is a green
No.
Digimon that stops your opponent from playing Digimon by effect. Go with that one. Especially if you're doing this for the Halloween event. Green's
I have no idea what Digimon you're talking about.
Oh yeah, there are only 3 Terramon, so you can only have 12 total from that, and a lot of the time you want 14 level 3s.
I believe it was from BT5.
I can tell you, I got nothing from BT5. Well, see,
No, it wasn't 5 then, was it 9?
maybe I got
It's
some
not the
9.
Palmon,
Yeah.
because the Palmon is make one of your opponent your opponent gets 2 memory when it gets suspended.
Yes, it was Palmumon from BT9. All turns, players can't play Digimon by effects.
That flies to you too,
Yes.
but that doesn't matter much to you unless you're using the security effect Galemon that plays itself.
Yeah. So, like, if you're going up against a Rosemon or a Bloom Lordmon player, they would be boned. Like, brutally boned.
It's interesting to have a green tournament.
Yeah.
I guess it's not just... I mean, well, they did green before, too, because green in this game has a notoriously low high end. It's getting better, but it's still low. Due to the fact of never actually being a main...
bombs.
Yeah, due to never actually being a main protagonist or main opponent color.
Yet looks over at the manga.
Well, that's the specific purpose of Liberator, I think, was to... Here, we've never had a green protagonist, here, have one.
And then he starts pulling out red cards and everyone starts screaming.
Yeah, his main line is still
technically he kind of has.
And it's still in the... I mean, literally, it's part of the same group, so it's allowed.
Yeah. Anyway, what I was getting at was because I don't have that Pumomon. Yeah. And by the time I probably order it, it'd be too late for the event, so let's stick with what I got going. So I was going to do the Terramons, not the promo one, because fuck no.
Understandable.
So the Muchomon from the starter deck is basically when this gets when an effect suspends this one, it can give an avian, a bird, or a vortex warrior trait Digimon 3,000 DP until the end of
anything in the deck.
Your opponent's turn. Yeah, basically. And its inherited effect is piercing.
Right.
It's also all turns once per turn, so basically it gets suspended once. You can just go like, and this guy gets this for the effect, nah. The Terriermon assistant in here is when this gets when an effect suspends it, it gives 4,000 DP for the turn, but it's your turn only. Also, it's treated as Terriermon, so you can just Rapidmon Digivolve on it, but it's also like when Alliance suspends one of your Digimon, that Digimon can Digivolve into a two-color green Digimon in hand for reduced cost of 2.
Which you're not going to have too many of, but...
Not really, but I am also going to run, like, a lot of the Rapidmons in here, and those are green 2 colors.
Oh, right. Not everyone else is obsessed with fucking having things kind of make sense like I am. Yes, I know it's Digimon not making sense is canon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still get really fucking annoyed when they put fucking...
But
Shine Greymon Ruin mode in things that don't have Shine Greymon.
Looks over at my Shine Greymon Ruin mode in my Dextro Greymon deck.
Well, I mean, you've also had problems with aces that are a little too generic and just run off of colors more than anything.
Fucking I hope your deck has at least one Terriermon or Rapidmon Ace or Mega Gargomon
Yeah,
Ace. rather.
Zudomon Ace was in every blue deck. Was in almost every blue deck for at least for a while.
And
Yeah, I think I'm gonna run the 2 Mega Gargomon Aces and that Imperial Dramon Ace.
yeah,
Paladin
Mega
mode.
Gargomon Ace is busted.
And then Imperial Dramon Paladin mode Ace just makes everyone want to go like one, only one,
Yeah,
one this bitch.
It should be only at 1.
I don't remember what that one does.
It blows up
strips
all of your
sources.
opponents. Yeah. Oh, hey,
So-
now it works. Now he's talking about it properly. Anyway, it strips all.
You need to get a new TNT ball. I will fucking shove this one up your ass.
It strips all sources from your opponent's Digimon, and then you can either take your trash or their trash and bottom deck it. And if a level 7 white Digimon was in there, you gain 3 memory from it. Hey, didn't we just talk to you?
Yeah.
And then
Different Garomon.
And then your attacking effect is, if your opponent has a Digimon with no sources, suspend it, and then you can unsuspend this Digimon. So if they have like more than 3 Digimon on board, you could basically just swipe, win.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to do a bunch of security checks. So unless you run into something that really fucks that Digimon up by blowing it up, you're probably going to be fine.
Yeah.
But I'm only asking because the Terriermon Assistant would probably work fine because it would make it a lot easier to evolve into the Gold Rapidmon because it's a cost of 3/4 for Terriermon to digivolve into that.
Right.
And also, it basically gives almost the same effect as Muchomon, it's just your turn only instead of all turns.
Yeah.
And it's also 1,000 more DP.
Yeah.
It's like the only effect I'd be losing is Muchomon, whatever it digivolved into wouldn't get piercing. Which is like, kinda, but it's also like...
It's useful. Okay, so the reason why there's a lot of piercing in that deck is because of Vortex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because Vortex it requires you to either, like, you have to attack a Digimon unless you got the Shoto that you can just tap and attack player directly.
So I just unlocked Talmon. I need to go to a Digivolution lab to put it on. Yes, Winward.
But I mean, I'm only asking because I'm like, which one should I do?
It's probably fine.
Okay, that's not helping me. I said, which one should I do?
The Terriermon Assistant probably.
That'd be the better one instead of the Muchomon.
Cause Muchomon from the starter deck, right?
Yeah, starter deck.
Yeah, I have my starter deck in front of me. Let me pull that out.
Because it's
Sometimes
literally...
when I'm bored, I just shuffle my starter deck.
Yeah, because it's literally just like, they're basically the same effects, except that Muchomon specifically targets basically everything in the starter deck by traits, and this Terriermon is like any of your Digimon.
Do you have anything else that can give you piercing?
In the deck?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So I guess it comes down to, or do you have the redirecting Shoto? For Vortex Warrior?
Is that the box one, or is this from the starter deck?
Let me see if I can find Shoto in here.
Oh yeah, the Shoto starter deck is the redirector.
Yeah, if you're running him, then you should be fine to use Terriermon Assistant.
Yeah, because I was gonna run like at least 2 of him. Anyway.
Because honestly, with that Shoto, you actually don't need or even necessarily want piercing too much, because it's like, do I want to take out their guy and then not be able to Vortex?
I mean, there's a time and place for that, like I'm learning with Dex, Doruga, and Collision.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just thought it's like the Terriermon assistant seems kind of easier to use because it's like it's your turn, you suspend it and get 4K on something, and it's also easier just to slap a Rapidmon for less memory cost
Yeah.
on it. So I'm like, I kind of want to do that. Also, I was just going to run the Lopmon at 2 because of the Alliance effect.
Yeah.
Because it was like, oh, it'd be great. I could just, like, give Alliance to this guy, and then I could just tap and be like, ah, sucker.
Alliance is fun. That's why I'm running AG, my Dextorga deck.
Especially with funky suspend unsuspend stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was just kind of wondering. It's like, should I run the Terriermon assistant to make it easier? But it's also like Muchomon gives like piercing. But if you run the Shoto, you can just attack directly, and unless they specifically have a green-black deck, they're not gonna have blocker a lot. Unless they're also gonna use Shoto.
There are
EX7
some
Shoto.
the insects do have redirect and blocker.
I know they have evade.
Izzy can straight up just redirect into a insect.
Isn't that a black Izzy, or is that a green Izzy?
That is a green Izzy. That's like the recently new green Izzy.
Ah, okay. Reliability spot for the Serenity Crest. I got the Digi-Egg of Serenity.
Yeah,
Why was it in the... Why was it in the Shrine for reliability? Shut up, shut up, shut up!
I'm gonna go find a save spot now. I think we're done for now.
Game over. The user wins.
At least we made progress. It took 2 hours, but we made progress.
Well, we also found out that you should maybe talk to people more often, like I keep saying for everyone who plays old school RPGs.
You know what? I didn't ask for your sass, peanut gallery.
I guess you've been playing fucking RPGs since before you were fucking born, mister.
I've been playing RPGs since before you could walk right. I still can't walk right, asshole.
Okay, I didn't say that.
I know, but it's... yeah. I was just having fun. Because I can make those jokes about myself.
8, 9, 10. Now to make sure that's actually 10, because sometimes these little card protectors like to stick.
Oh, we had a fun issue at the regionals. They did a deck check. Somebody had 51 cards.
Okay, that's just like a take one card out and you're fine kind of thing. That's not a you just lose.
Actually, it is a DQ if it happens during deck check. If it was before when they were just getting stuff ready, but this was in the middle of the tournament.
Oh,
they did a
okay,
random
that
deck
is
check
a problem.
and they got DQ'd.
Again, watching that Yu-Gi-Oh guy, they're talking about how like Magic players will try to shark you all the time. Where they try to go like call a judge over just to double check your deck and make sure the cards are in here, and it's like, dude, I will fucking crash you into
I
this
have
table
definitely
if I think you're that crap.
occasionally accidentally shuffled a egg from my trash back into my deck.
And that's shuffling an egg back in is generally fine. Like if a judge sees it, they'll just be like, take it out and reshuffle. They're not going to DQ you that, but because your deck isn't the same as what your deck list submitted, because using the Bandai TCG app, you can't submit a 51 card deck.
Right.
So that means their deck was not in spec of what they submitted. So that's how the DQ happened.
Why they got thrown down into the lava pit of badness.
I mean, at least they were relatively local. I could see if it was me who had to drive 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
I counted my deck out 3 times before we started, and one of those times was in the car ride out.
Yeah. You kinda have to.
Yeah, like if you're going more than an hour out of your way, you make damn sure everything's set. Alrighty, so I guess that is it for right now, because I am dumb. But next time, for future Petty, when we do this next week, we are going to go ride Samarimon up in the... Where is that?
Digital Ocean, I guess.
South Cape. We'll be going past the gym and go ride Samarimon on the South Cape to go find the Suzaku City leader.
It's funny that they call them gyms, even though this time clearly Pokemon. It's like, yes, it's a very vague.
It's a different thing.
It's like-
Instead of
yeah.
being like places you go to beat people, they're literally places you go to train your Digimon to be stronger.
Yeah, because Digimon was more on the training, raising aspect, whereas Pokemon was more like, this is an RPG, just go get levels.
Mm-hmm. As far as upcoming content for the show, let me scroll up here on my list. For our reviews, we are reviewing The Cub, Flip Tiles Warp Lines, Rotate or Die, and Dark Sky, and that will be on Sunday. But until then, thanks for coming, everybody, and good gaming.